Welcome back to Cards and Comics. Today, I want to talk about the 90s refractors. Specifically, I want to talk about King Griffey Jr., my collection, the fact that I've actually sorted it and have a checklist to share with you guys of what cards I have and which cards I need. And secondly, which cards of the 90s of these refractors that I think are the best. I'm going to give you my top 5 sets from the 90s of refractors. And I'm going to put them in kind of 2 categories, inserts and parallels, because both exist and both are awesome. But I'll give you my top 5. So right now, let's go into what my collection looks like for Griffey. Right now, I have cataloged 123 unique King Griffey Jr. refractors. I have lumped the peeled and unpeeled cards together, even though PSA gives them unique individual slots in the pop report. To me, it's unrealistic to have both those cards in my set from a cost, and just it's kind of arbitrary anyway, whether you peel it or you don't. So to me, it's one card in the set. A card like the 98 non-protector is its own unique card, so that stays in. You can see I have 42% of all King Griffey Jr. cards from the 90s that are refractors, which is around 52 cards. So I'm 71 cards away from having every card. Then there are cards that are very tough. Now, if that I don't have, and if you look at it, most of those cards come in the later years because the proliferation of refractors really took off in the 98, 99 years, to where you had numbered cards, just a lot more of these cards made compared to the early 90s, where some sets just had 1 or 2 for the entire year, meaning that like there's only one 93 refractor of Griffey. So that year there's only 1 card, whereas in 99 there's literally 70, I think 50 or 60 cards from 99. It's a lot. So it really proliferates when you get in 98, 99. But we start here in 99. You can see I'm missing some number cards, like I'm missing the Fortune 15, Early Road to the Hall, which are both out of 100. I'm missing all of the Team Finest refractors, blue, red, and gold, which are number 25, 50, and 150 respectively. I'm missing all the prominent figure cards. I do have some of the milestone cards. So again, I have some tough cards. I'm missing some cards. Now you'll see in my checklist, I do designate the cards I have in green with a checkbox, if they're graded or raw, and if they're in Com C, on my account, I note that as well, or if they have peel or non-peel, just for my own record keeping. Some tough ones I do have. I have the Finest Gold base card in a PSA 8, and it has the coating or peel. So it's a card that is really nice. I have both the 99 Bowman's Best Refractor and Atomic. The Atomic's out of 100. I also have the Best Performers out of 400. I am missing the Chrome Gold in 99, but I have the International in 99, which is, again, out of 100. So I do have some pretty tough ones, but I'm missing the Man. I'm missing the Centurion, both out of 75. I had the 98 Bowman's Best, which I pulled from a pack on my channel. You can watch that video. But I'm missing the Atomic out of 100. I'm missing the Golden Anniversary in 98, which is out of 5. That is, if I don't put the set together, that'll be the card, right? That'll be the card that prevents me and other people from finishing the set because there's only 5. And then, but if you get closer and closer to the early 90s, you'll see, like in 96, there's, let's say, like 20 refractors. Then you get to 94, there, 95, there's 2. In 94, there's 3. In 93, there's 1. So it really proliferates around 96, 97, the amount of refractors. So that's my checklist, and I'm just going through and picking these off. And some of these are easy to find. They're not hard cards to find. I just haven't sat down and said, okay, well, I really need the 97 Bowman's Best Preview refractor. I really need that Chrome All-Star card. That's just, I've been buying them and getting them as they come up, but I've also been focusing on some other cards, other rare cards. But now that I have a checklist, I can really start whittling this down. And I'm hoping by the end of next year to have 75% of all Griffey refractors, and really get closer to having the set done. So moving on to what I think are the best refractors made in the 90s for various reasons. So I'll give you my top 5. And I'm going to use eBay values to give some idea of why I think they're popular, and pricing is one valid point, but I think design and nostalgia also plays a part in how you would rank these cards. So the 93 set obviously is the first set. It has a great design. And in PSA 10, the cards are insane in some, because you got the set registry guys. However, even PSA 9 cards like the Nolan Ryan and the Griffey sell extremely well. So this set is not only, to me, pleasing to the eye, design-wise, but it's worth a lot of money. And, obviously, the print run that was estimated isn't correct. We know that by the pop reports. But they're still pretty limited. I think a realistic amount is 500 or below, is what I'm going to just say, from a total pop count. I think that is a realistic print run account. Now, the other refractors, and so you see the Griffey here that just sold in August for 4,500, and then another one just sold right here for 4,400 in October. So again, 2 months apart and only about $100 difference in price. So pretty strong, even sales for this PSA 9 Griffey. Now, the other set that is sort of now separated itself in the pantheon of Griffeys is the embossed gold refractors like this Mark McGwire. This set has become a fan favorite for 2 reasons, in my opinion. One, it is a refractor that has never been seen since. Now, I know next year they're probably going to do a throwback to this set, because I think this year they're doing the 96 set. So maybe they'll do it again as part of a throwback set. But this technology hasn't been seen since 97, which is embossed, die cut, double-sided refractor with a refractor pattern that repeats on both sides, which is the X-fractor type pattern. So, I think from that perspective, it is sort of, you go from the 93 set, which is a base refractor, which was brand new technology, to this 97 card that just looks like it came out of left field, outer space. Such cool technology went into this card, and they look great in hand. And so, to me, it's more of a modern card. Like, it's something you would expect to see today than you would in 1997. So that's one aspect why I think it's rare. The other side of it too is that it was mimicked in other years. So basketball collectors can buy this card. Football collectors can buy in the football product, right? So if you're a Jordan collector, you can have your Jordan gold embossed, and then you can get your Griffey gold embossed, right? That's why I think you have a lot more crossover with this card than you did the 93 set, which doesn't really have, there's parallels, but the cards look really different between the basketball and football sets. These cards look pretty similar, not in the die cuts, but just the fact that the same technology was used in those sets. The cards are numbered, which hurts the value to some extent. I think if these were numbered to some level, it would even make the cards even more valuable. But at this point, the cards are getting so valuable, so hard to find, that I don't know if that would even matter anymore. If they were numbered out of 200, would that really hurt the value right now? I don't think so. There's a lot of people who want these cards. So those are my 2 favorite sets, or I think the best sets from the 90s. I call them 1A, 1 and 1A because one, they're both sort of parallels, but I do view the embossed refractor as more of an insert because, yeah, okay, it does parallel the card, but it's so different, it's almost like its own thing. So it's sort of like a pseudo parallel and a pseudo insert. So it's very different than the 93 refractor, right, in terms of how it's made and the technology used. So to me, those are clearly the 2 most popular refractors right now. And then for number 3, I'm going to, it's a toss-up, but the one I'm going to use, I'm going to go down here, is this one right here, the Man refractor from 98 Finest. I do think that is really came on in terms of value. It is numbered to 75, which really helps it. 2, it has a color pattern and depth of refractor that has never really been seen since. It is as close to a colored glass or it sparkles and has depth of color and multicolors that just don't exist on any other refractor from the 90s. And even today, I don't think we see these refractors like this. It just looks different when you hold one in your hand and you hold it in the light. It really is a different type of card than any other card on this list. And so to me, collectors have really responded to the fact that this is just a really unique looking card. It's numbered to 75. So it's an insert. So it's really, to me, the insert that's really gone nuclear recently, and people are fighting for these cards now. And I do feel like it has really gained a lot of not only popularity, but the print run actually kind of helps it, because the next card I'm going to talk about is right below it, which is the Bowman's Best Fusion Atomic Refractor, which is numbered to 25. I do think that the Man having more print run and availability helps its popularity, because it is a card you theoretically can't get. This Fusion Refractor out of 25, to me, is probably, it should be worth more in a lot of instances, and I think eventually it will be, but it's numbered to 25. So it's a lot harder to get. It's 3 times as hard to get. And it has a parallel inside of basketball. So basketball collectors, again, cross over to this card quite a bit. I see it on Instagram posts. I see people who collect basketball cards, when they cross over to baseball, a lot of times they collect similar cards that are in both sports. The Man does not have a basketball version. There is no Man refractor in basketball, so it's highly unique to baseball cards from the later 90s, right? So so that's like my top 4. Number 5 on this list is going to be my personal preference, and there's a lot of good contenders. But again, I mean, this is a good example. A Man refractor Griffey 8, numbered out of 75, sells for $3,000, close to it. And the same, basically $40 difference, the Fusion Frank Thomas out of 25 sells for basically the same price. So you can see, if that was a Griffey Fusion, that card would have sold for $3,000 or $4,000. So that card is definitely really taking off. But back to number 5. I honestly think right now, number 5 is these 99 Finest Gold Refractors, for a lot of reasons. Number 1 is there's 3 of them in the set per player, for the most part. So there's 3 Griffeys, 3 Frank Thomases. They have 3 subsets. They have the Gems, they have the Sterling. So you can get 3 of these cards. So the chances of getting one of them is much higher. They're all numbered out of 100. And the base version, which is this one I'm showing on the screen here of Griffey, is obviously the most popular. But people like all 3 of them. So you have 300 cards to try to get one versus just 100. I do think that helps people, because they seem like I can maybe grab one. I can have one of these in my collection. I think that's important. So I think, the fact that it's also die cut and double-sided, it's as similar to the 97 embossed refractor as any other card has been made since, in reality. So I think that also helps it, that it, not only is it gold, but it's die cut and it has both sides refractor. So I think that is one of those reasons why I have it so high. And it's a fierce competition. 99 Finest Gold Refractors have started to really become a big deal in the hobby, and people really flock to this card. And other players like Mike Piazza, Ivan Rodriguez, Chipper Jones have started to really see steep increases in price. And then my kind of special mention refractor card would be this 97 Silver Embossed. The 97 Silver Embossed are incredibly hard to hit. You don't get these in every box. They're hard to hit. They have the Superfractor pattern on them, and they're really cool. And you can see that PSA 10 Griffey just sold for close to $3,000. So they're still pretty valuable, but they're a lot more obtainable than the gold. They have, to me, a cool, I'm not going to say cooler, but a very nice looking refractor pattern that people love. And you get down to the other Hall of Famers like Tony Gwynn, Chipper Jones, Greg Maddux, these cards are pretty affordable because we're not talking multiple thousands of dollars for these cards. Because you saw the Mark McGwire 97 embossed gold, so for a lot of money for Mark McGwire, which I know there's a lot of collectors out there, but that's a lot of money for a Mark McGwire card. So you can definitely get that card in the silver emboss much, much cheaper. So to me, this is kind of the value play. If you were looking for a set that you might be able to put together either in high grade or just get the whole set and not have to pay these extreme prices of these other 5 sets, this is my pick for the value set. So there it is, guys. That's my take on the most popular and best refractors from the 90s, my reasons, and my update on my Griffey refractor collection. You guys have a great day. I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.